Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to NES Block. I'm ebloodycandy. We're gonna do a bit of a rusty Mega Man 3 run here. It's been a while since I actually ran the game. But let's see if we still got some of the finger memory for this. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1, let's roll. So yeah, we're gonna go Top Man first. We're not gonna do the Top Man strats in Shadow, but I prefer using Top Man to fight Shadow. Because Buster Shadow is just not fun for me to do. Let's just put it that way. So here, we're going to take a little bit of a damage here. The name of the game is these jumping, I call them jumping shoes. I don't know what they actually are, but they're a menace is what they are. We're going to grab the health up there. And then we're going to drop down. We got the top spinner. Use the iframes we had to get to the tops. That screen looks a lot scary, but you can just slide off that bottom bolt and you're good to go. 3 hits to the Met helmet on the bulldozers, the Met dozers, and they're down. We're gonna drop down here. We got the Mets. Go Mets, as Mr. Cab would say. Then here we have our first big mash segment here where we get the cat with the yarn balls. This is also the first Mega Man with the slide as well too. Oh, we got health that stopped us for a second. Alright. Into the next cat segment. This one here's going to drop fleas at us because the yarn balls are going to go off the screen. Thankfully, we mashed good enough to get the fleas not to show up. We got a Met going to drop off the platform here. We're going to shoot him when he falls down. Get the health just for safety's sake. Scary jump, but pretty makeable. You can clip onto the ladder. You're pretty safe from there. So here we probably have, in my opinion, one of the harder segments. Just because the tops move you around quite a bit. And if you're not careful, it can actually just toss you off. Not a good time at all. But here we go. We're going into Top Man. So here, Top Man's vulnerable. We're going to slide underneath those. Top Man's going to spin right away at you when he stops spinning. Here, he's going to pause for a bit. We're going to jump. Away from again. So unlike other Mega Mans later on, we don't have to worry about where we are on the screen. We don't have to like line ourselves up pixel perfect in the center. Because Mega won't automatically clip up, but the closer you are to the center, the less walking he'll have to do. So we do want to try and get him semi in the middle if we can. But here we go, we're going to get top spin, which is probably in my opinion one of the hardest weapons to use in most of the Mega series. Just because you have to be so close to the enemy, and if you're inside of them while you spin, you can drain your entire weapon energy for top spin. That's where Shadow gets a little dangerous. Alright. So as we get closer up here, got another Met Dozer. And here we go, we got our first Break Man. So we're going to try and jump with him. Alright. So each one of these walking eyeballs here takes 3 shots, which is perfect because that's the amount of Buster shots you can have on the screen at any given time. So here we go, we get into the dark segments. 1 shot for the grenades. They do a splash AoE explosion, which if you walk into, obviously hurts you. Alright, there we go. So we're going to try and shoot these grenades ahead of time. That way we can just keep moving. And we'll drop down here. Pick up some things we don't care about. So here, generally, if you're doing top first route... Alright, bud. So generally here, if you're doing top first route, you would use top spin to take on the parachuters here. But what we're gonna do, so we're gonna play it safe. We're gonna bait them down, and then just pull them off and just go at this kind of a little slow, because this is pretty dangerous segment, especially without heavy magnet. Generally with this type of stuff here, so when we go into Doc Shadow, we'll go magnet. Don't you dare. Alright. So we'll probably take an intentional death here just because we only have four hit points, and I don't want to risk the chance of just draining my my top spin. Womp. Alright. So top spin. So top spin, unlike all the other Mega weapons, does not have a range. So we're going to be walking into Shadow here. And from here, we pretty much, Shadow Blade is probably the best weapon throughout the entire game. So from here, we have a lot of options on where we can go from here. And with Shadow Blade, we get Rush Marine, which means we're going to go to Gemini next, which is probably arguably one of the harder stages, especially the Doc Gemini stage, which probably the bane of most Mega Man 3 runners. Yeah. Oh, we got one up, that's good. Alright, we can jump over a lot of this. Smash penguins down. So I know there's one more coming up. That's the big part about probably Gemini stage, is knowing what's going to be in front of you. Because there's a lot of... Oh! So close! So you can skip this whole little segment here if you slide in and jump out of one of the last frames of your slide. It'll cut the music, which is unfortunate, but it saves a ton of time. So here we're going to break out the fish eggs. So something about the fish eggs as well is that you can only have 3 fish on a screen at any given time. So later on, what you're going to see is me break out 3 fish, and then just not worry about the fish eggs at all, and just kind of just push through. All right. Let's rush coil on up. Alright. Alright, got a heal here. So here we have the penguins coming up here. Let the dragonflies go through, get more penguins. Alright. Do a little dance over the dragonfly. Play it safe, we'll get the health here. So generally here we would try to do this without rush, but since I haven't played this game in a while, we're going to just rush Marine right through here. The only things we really have to worry about are the fish. Every once in a while we'll have to jump out of the water for some energy, like this. Wait for the fish to shoot and we're just going to go. Alright, then we're going to pop out of here. Alright, we got a few E-tanks now, so we're feeling pretty good. There's a little trick on this ladder here. If you don't feel comfortable jumping over the plunger guy, if you just hang on the ladder here and just shoot to the right, you can just kill it and then be perfectly safe here. Here we're gonna hop into Shadow. We'll probably end up eating one of the E-tanks doing this fight, just because we do have to fight doppelgangers with the Gemini fight. The big problem with Mega Man 3 as well is that while you have a shot on screen, you cannot pause the game. So if you're like, oh, I'm one hit away from death, but you have a shot on the screen, you can't E-tank at all. That's kind of how that works. So you have to kind of be careful of your shots, especially when you get to the snake weapon, because you can have 3 snakes on the screen at any given time, but as long as there's a snake on the screen, you can't pause. You will see the snake later on in the dock stages, but that's a weapon we don't use very often. So here we get Gemini Laser, which we will use for Needle Man. Alright, probably the second best song in the entire game. We're gonna wait for the peppermint to roll away from us here. Alright, got one up, that's good. Got a lot of one-ups, this is good. Yeah, so he's gonna hit us, we were too close there. Alright. I'm just gonna wait for that little shot to go through. There we go. Went there a little too quick. Alright, we're gonna drop down. Now we're gonna have to deal with the needles. Alright. So this here, we got a needle up here. Just slide right underneath of that. Then we got another peppermint roll. Just gonna ignore him and just go. So here we get our first taste of the Joes. The Joes are relatively easy. You can just slide or just jump over the throwing ball that they have. Then we have another plunge. What we're going to do here is run away from the plunge again, slide underneath of them. And then we're just going to go right into the needle fight. With Needle Man, we want to use Gemini Laser. So he's going to do a jump right off the get-go here. So we're going to try and hit him with the back splash. We missed the second shot, so we're going to have to wait for him to get into there. We got him on the bounce back. Alright. With Needle down, we'll use Needle for Snake Man, but Snake Man is my favorite song, so Snake Man's going to be last. So from here we're gonna go to Spark because we have the Shadow. We have his weakness already with Shadow Blade. Let's be fair. So Spark stage is just a cool stage in general. But we also went to Needle too because we wanted Rush Jet as well. You can do one of the segments here without Rush. It is tough to do without it. So just for the sake of just safety, we Mega didn't want to jump there. There we go. All right. And here we got another face off with Joe. So here we have the first segment here of the moving guts blocks here. That part is not as dangerous as you may think it'd be. So here we're gonna wait. The tough part about these is just the lasers that go in between them. You just don't have a lot of time to deal with them, especially on a short platform like that. Another Met Dozer. Alright. So this next fall that we're about to go down here, this one, since it's not a dock stage, doesn't have the spikes along the side. When we get into the dock Spark stage is when things get a little real. These here, we're going to slide across them. You're going to see the screen move a bit. There's going to be a lot of lag coming through here. But that screen is relatively not dangerous at all. But here is where things get a little wild. And this is where you can do this without Rush Jet, but you have Rush Jet, so why not just use Rush Jet? Because the problem is with those magnets that are getting clanked together. Oh, I don't want Rush Coil. There we go. They do have a certain amount of frames that they won't damage you, but if you get hit at any point, you get knocked back, and chances are in that section, you're getting knocked back into a hole. So here we get, oh, we got a nice little spark pattern here at the top. We're just gonna lay into Spark Man. See you later. What do you? Alright, from here we're gonna go to Magnet. Because again, Shadow Blade is Magnet Man's weakness. So the fun part about this one is that the magnets are flying above you. We'll pick you up. Generally, you're gonna see me shoot the lower ones just to not deal with them, and then we're gonna use that last one to keep us up over that segment there. We're gonna fight Breakman again. Alright, and down we go here. So these units they have the Seeking missiles. Generally never a problem. Alright. And then here we have these things pulling you in. They do damage if you get pulled into the walking eyeballs, but we're just gonna ignore the walking eyeballs. Go through here. So here we get the Yoku blocks again. We're just gonna ignore them completely, and we're just going to fly over the top here. Bring Rush back down. Get Rush off my screen again. And then here, we're gonna get a little crazy at the final there. Oops. Then we're gonna get Shadow Blade. Alright, and we're gonna get ready for Magnet Man. So the fun parts about Magnet is that we want Magnet to walk up and jump up into the air. We don't want him to do the dust flex on us, or the Magnet flex rather. Because with the Magnet flex, you either have to let it hit you, and then it'll stop, or you just have to wait a pretty long period of time for him to just not do that anymore. But now that we have the Magnet shot, we can now take on Hardman. You're actually doing a lot better than I anticipated so far, honestly. Alright, then we go to Hardman. This is probably probably my favorite stage. Yeah, no pits at all. This is probably one of my favorite stages. Just aesthetically, I think this stage looks really cool. Here we're gonna despawn the bees because I just don't want to deal with them. We could Shadow Blade them down, but I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, for those that didn't know, you can just despawn the bees and just completely ignore them. Yeah. If we were just to ran through and kept the bees on screen, this becomes just a laggy disaster to deal with. And we don't want to deal with that at all. But this is where Rush Coil really shines for everything. We're going to wait for Joe to throw again. Then we're going to slide through them and just keep climbing up here. So here we have the apes here. What we're going to do is I'm just going to drop a coil here. And just take out the gorilla there. We're going to slide, backtrack, and we're going to slide to outrun the gorilla there to get to the ladder. So here we're just going to wait for the Joe. So this one here is kind of a nightmare scenario to deal with. So we want to drop Because if you get hit off the ladder. It's not like Mega Man 2, where you can kind of pause and stay away from it. Here we're gonna have some Dozer Mets again. Another one up. Game just knows. So we take top route purely because of that E-tank there. It's just shorter to get around and kill that Met before it opens up. So here we have a little bit of a crappy section here because we do have to deal with a beehive here, which we're just gonna try and just slide past all the way through. So we got another breakman fight. This is, in my opinion, the harder one just because of all the jumping that does take place in this one. Alright. They're gonna get the backup health over here in the corner. Here we got another plunger. We're gonna wait for him to do another jump. So I wasn't prepared for that first one. Then we're going into hard man. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out magnet. And with this one, you don't want to spam magnet because of the iframes. Alright.
It was actually a good guess, though, because
Alright, so with that we get Hard Knuckle, which we won't use Hard Knuckle until probably the end of the game. So. But here now we go to Snake Man, which in my opinion is probably the best music in the first 6 Mega Mans. It is. But this is a really dangerous stage because of all the pits. Alright. So this screen is just a snake hell to deal with. Alright. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to get Rush Jet. So there's ways that you can zip through this segment here, but if you want a good strat, just Rush Jet over the head. Alright, see if we can Kobe right into this hole here. Oh, well, close. Bank shot. Alright, so here, this is all about timing with the pole vault enemies. So with the pole vault enemies, you just want to slide underneath of them. And then traditionally here, you would just use Rush Jet to avoid this Joe. But we're going to use Rush Jet in the final part of the stage to get over the giant gaps. I kind of want to keep as much Rush as I can, especially since we're going to use Rush again to get over. Right. Alright. Huh? Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then here we probably have one of the hardest jumps of the game. Like, it's so laggy, it's so hard to know what's going on. Alright, we're good. There we got the beetle. Gonna take him out. So here, typically you could just go across this without Rush Jet. I don't want Rush Marine. That might be a tough one to do. I haven't seen that one yet. Because generally you would jump on those clouds right there. The problem is that those clouds do a wiggle back and forth. And if you are on the edge of one of those clouds, if you're on the left-hand side and it wiggles right, it actually will throw Mega off of the edge. And that's would be all she wrote, and you just fall in the pit. And yeah, the checkpoints in Mega Man 3 weren't nice either. So here we go into Snake. Here we're going to tank a few of his hits here. So generally, if you want a safer fight, you can hang out in the far left corner, shoot him across the screen. If he does do the jump in the middle, that gives you a lot of extra hits to deal with. Then just move on here. So now we go into the, we do a Breakman fight, I believe it is, and then we go into the dock stages, which the dock stages are rough, to say the least. Or we go, it's either the dock stages first and then Breakman and then... Okay. Yeah, it is. So yeah, the dock stages are, in my opinion, the roughest. We're gonna go with Shadow. Shadow is, in my opinion, is probably one of the easier ones, even though there's a lot of spikes that do happen at the front of it. But we get to listen to the awesome Shadow music again, so... So here, if you drop down, just don't hold any arrows, because you'll just die. So we're gonna wait for the plunge again. Thank you. Alright.
Oh, for now.
Is that a side behind me? Oh, okay. Jump input get swallowed up there by the thing. Try this again. There we go. I don't like you. We're gonna blow you up. So that's mine. That's mine. Sorry. So here we're trying to rush jet. Be safe. You can do this without rush jet. You can do it in the dark. Okay. But it's tough. Watch a real speedrunner if you want to see that. So with the dock stages, your checkpoints are killing the mini-boss. If you don't kill the mini-boss, you have to, and you die on the mini-boss, you have to start the entire stage over again. And obviously we don't want that at all. So here we're gonna swap to, I believe, a Shadow Blade. Just gonna play this one safe. We have enough E-tanks to last us a while. And he's gonna be right here in the corner, so he's gonna be gunning for me. Alright, so here we're gonna flip in the magnet. So flip it in the magnet here, the magnet will just seek out the enemy for us. Although we do have to be careful if it drops one over the pit, because in this game you lose all your momentum once you've picked up a drop. Alright. So here we go into heat. I know it's top man weakness. I forgot the other weakness towards it though. I'll try Snake. It's been a while. It is not Snake. Bless you. Bless you again. Alright. That gets Doc Shadow down. Party 3, huh? Just gonna...
Oh no, it's on the wrong one.
Alright, let's hop into Doc Needle here. Alright, so we get the peppermint rolls again. Alright. And then here, oh, almost jumped right into the spit pike there. I don't want that. All right, get the needles out of the way. This is the trolley. Most trolley needles here. Just dodge them. And here, we're just gonna go and slide quickly. Wasn't much we could do there. There was the cycle is a bit awkward there. So here we're gonna pull out, we're gonna grab Buster again. Alright. We're gonna go back to Rush Coil. Alright, so here's a few different ways you can do this. We're gonna rush jet probably most of this. Then we're gonna grab this E-Tank because we ran out of them in the last stage. And then here we're gonna have another Peppermint coming at us. We're just gonna avoid it completely. So here we got Wind, or Airman. Alright. Down he goes. So now we go into the Rush Jet segment. Where here we're going to go to the top of the screen and we're going to jump. And the reason we're going to jump is that it's going to pull in whenever the enemies come in from the top of the screen. They're going to think that we're at the bottom of the screen. And we can grab the... Okay, I was ahead of, we're behind that one. And then from here we can grab the power-ups at the bottom of the screen as well too. So we don't have to worry about swimming all over the place with Rush Jet to power us through. Alright. So we're going to do another Rush Jet segment here. Alright. So here we got a big Met coming up. This is what I like to do with the big Mets. Because I just like to hop in the Rush Jet, line yourself up to the plus sign, and just blast through it. Go Mets. Alright. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna wait for him just to roll at us here and just jump over him. Grab the big health up. Alright, so now we go into the final Doc Shadow fight for Needle, which is going to be Crashman. It's been a while. I don't think it's Spark. It might be Gemini. It is not Gemini. Can confirm. We have to be a little careful here not to get bodied by... Oh, alright, we're just gonna E-Tank that. We're just gonna Buster the rest of this. Oh, okay, he didn't want to jump right there. Oh, we gotta be real careful here. Alright, this is a fight to the finish here. Oh! Alright, well. It's gonna be at like 42 lives to deal with here. Alright. Alright, I think we're just gonna Buster our way through this though. There's a way to fight him just without having a bunch of crazy jumping and shooting around. I'm just gonna do that here with Buster. He does have a very similar AI to that of Mega Man 2, so if Mega would slide. There we go. Oh, I need you to... There we go. Oh no! Alright. Again. Thank you. Alright. Alright. Here we're gonna go into Doc Spark. And brush coil. We're gonna pull out Gemini. You're gonna shoot immediately off the edge there. If Mega would have shot right away. And we're gonna keep Gemini out for the bulk of this first half of the stage. Alright. We're just gonna ignore that. The reason we keep Gemini out is because it's 2 shots for those missile shooters, and we just don't have to deal with them that much. So now we're gonna have to deal with Metal Man. With Metal Man, we're gonna face him off with Spark. Oh wait, no, metal. Magnet. Well. Alright, now probably the hardest part of Spark, Doc Spark right here. Yep. Alright, we're through there. So this part here, you can... We're gonna keep metal out, but you can despawn the vertical things there just by letting them go off the screen to the right-hand side. Which we're gonna use right here as well. We're gonna wait for them to go over and poof. So here we can also do the same thing here if we just line that up nicely. And poof. Makes that screen a lot easier to do. A little bit slower, but a lot easier to do. Alright, we're gonna go back to Buster here. Again, not a very dangerous part, but it can be pretty laggy. Gonna scoot across here, and then we're gonna go against Quick Band. So this is where you would use Searching Snake, but you gotta be real careful with the Searching Snake ability. You don't want to go crazy with it. Okay, I thought I was looking the other way. This is by far my worst fight. Yeah, the boomerangs and up the body. Yeah. He's just so fast. Doesn't help I missed like 6 shots either, so I mean...
And then that's flag first.
Yeah. Flag snake. Okay. Do I have an E-Tang? I don't. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this real crazy here. There we go. So now we go in arguably the hardest Doc Shadow stage. Which we go into Doc Gemini. So, Doc Shadow, arguably the hardest Doc Shadow stage of them all. We don't have to worry about penguins, but we have to worry about the little beetles on the ground. And we're going to do a lot of fire jumping through here as well. Yeah. We're just gonna wait, just so we don't fall into a pit. Alright. Wait here, wait for the beetle to run off. We're just gonna slide through. And then zoop and zoop. Alright, so now we get into the fish egg segment here. So here we're gonna just do a couple upshots here. Just to break through. So here what we're going to do. So we're going to try and keep some of these fish up here. So we have 2 fish up right now. Alright, this is good. Alright, so we keep the 3 fish up. That way no more fish spawn out of the eggs. And we go into our midway boss. Which is Quickman. Or, yeah. Flash, or no, the Freezy guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Flashman. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna die right here, 100%. Whoa, alright. Well, we got a halfway point. Alright, time to crunch out a 1-hit point Mega Man Gemini Doc, alright. Nope, I don't want Snake. I don't know the timing on this because I'm off now. There we go. Alright. 1-800 Rush Marine. Okay, yep. That's fine. We hit the halfway point. We're good. I know we're not in danger of gaming over, so. Alright, and then down we go.
He's getting ready. Yep, he's ready again. Kelly.
Alright.
Feeling good.
I'm gonna bust here. We're gonna have 3 drops here, and we're just gonna ignore them. Alright, now we're gonna go into the Bubble Man. Which obviously the Bubble Man weakness will be Shadow Blade. Alright. Hardest stage, easiest boss. I'll never understand. So here we go into Breakman now. The most important split. Alright. And the doc is going to tell us what's up. And get ready for the Wily. Womp, womp, womp. Alright, and we go into the loved Wily stages. So here we go into Wily 1 right away. Here we're just going to go grab that one up, because I know we took a few deaths there in the dock stages. So we're going to grab that quick. We're going to go back into Buster. So we're going to see some familiar faces as we go through the dock stage, or the Wily stages here. Go for the E-Tank, and we want to be careful when we drop down right here, because there are spikes right there, and we're going to have swimming penguins at us here. Alright. Even though there's a one up there, you can use hard knuckle to break through those walls, but we're just going to ignore that one for now. I would kind of like that E-Tank, but again, we're kind of ignoring that one here. So we're going to do a little trick here with the Joe. We're going to shoot it from afar. Alright. We'll have one more Joe segment, but we don't want to deal with him, so we're just gonna go up here and just completely ignore him. So here we can use the Yoku blocks, but nah. Rush Jet just makes things way too convenient. So we're gonna go into Shadow Blade, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop down here, and now we're gonna face off against the turtle. Alright. Alright. Into Wily 2 we go. So Wily 2 starts you off right away with the breakout blocks here. We're gonna go this way. And the reason we're going this way is because we want to get that one up right there. Alright. So here we got the more chompy boys. Bump, bump, bump. And we're gonna have bees that come up now. And with that, we're gonna pull up Shadow Blade. And with Shadow Blade, we're going to use the diagonal toss on those Shadow Blades there. Just to get them out of the way. And now we want Rush Jet. And during the Rush Jet segment here, we're going to be grabbing as a quick pickup. I want the E-Tank. I want Rush Jet down here. We're going to pick up a few more updates with Rush Jet. We're going to piece them out after that. And then from here, we want... not Hard Knuckle, but... oh, this is Yellow Devil. We do want Hard Knuckle. I was a stage ahead of myself there. So we got Yellow Devil. We're not going to do anything fancy with Yellow Devil at all. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so here... Alright, we got one more cycle of Yellow Devil to go. Alright, so here we go into Wily 3. And we'll just rush coil on out of here. And here we're going to do another rush coil. The very top platform and just go. We'll get our E-Tank here. So here we're going to have to deal with the grenades in the darkness again. We're going to drop down and light. Alright, we're going to slide underneath the first plunger. We're going to wait for the plunger to jump one more time. Alright, and we're off. So here you can generally use Rush Coil as well for this part here, but if we're quick enough on the cycles, you can skip a lot of those. So here, we're going to try and do a quick kill. We are not begun in getting a quick kill. So it's always the top Mega the first time around. Oh, it was him. Alright, now we go into... So let's go check our thing. So we want to get Hard Knuckle refill here. Don't need any Rush Coil, so we're going to go through here. So here we're getting ready for the refights. Alright. Alright. Then we're going to go into the teleporter here. Now we're going into our refights. So we're going to go into Needle, so we're going to flip into Gemini. Oh, we missed our first shot here. This is going to be an interesting Needle fight then. Oh, Mega didn't want to turn around, so we get to wait for the laser to go through again. Alright. Get our refill here. Alright, now we got Magnet, so we're gonna flip it over to Shadow Blade.
Oh, I love it.
Alright, get our health pick up. And on to the next. Hardman. Flip over to Magnet Missile. Oh. Esim out. Then we go into top. Which we're just gonna Buster down top. Because he's nothing. The weakness to top is Hardman, but I'll use Hardman later on against the Wily fight. So I kind of want to save a bit of his juice for that. Here we go into Shadow. So the nice thing about this is that the Robot Masters are weak to their powers as well. So if things go a little out of hand, like I lose all of my top, then we can just flip over to Shadow and just use that. Not a big deal. So here we got Spark. We're gonna flip up, go over to Shadow Blade. Alright, we got a pretty good Spark pattern there. We're just gonna let him do his thing. Then up and up. And here we got Snake. Save the best for last. So here we're gonna get bodied a little bit, which is fine. Alright. And with that, those are the refights. And we will move on to the fake Wily 1. I'm gonna use this opportunity to refill a bit. Okay, I don't care about any of those. So if we go in here, we're gonna go into Searchy Snake here, and we want to get underneath the crab. Because what's going to happen is that when it becomes active, we're going to have a cannon right there that we're just going to use the snake sword to blow through it. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I just hop into Rush Jet. How dare you, Wily? Was a fake Wily the whole time. Alright, now we go on to face the real Wily. Right. So here what we're going to do is that we're going to make sure that we have enough Rush Coil ready to go for us, because we will need Rush Coil for the start. And make sure we have enough top, which we do, and enough hard, which we do. Alright. Let's get going. Alright. So we're gonna Rush Coil up here. So I'm gonna use Hard Man here. Punch him in the side of the head. Alright, so here we go, get ready for time. Because we are gonna top man down. And time.
Sub hour. 7:18, look at you.
That's 10 minutes off PB, yeah. And that's Mega Man 3. Pretty good for
and then actually Mega Man gets crushed.
yeah.
And then we just of course never see him again.
That's true. Nor Wily. Yeah, no, that's canon. But yeah, that's Mega Man 3. Rusty, but under an hour, so I mean, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all, but yeah, with that, I know we'll have more Mega Man in the NES block coming up with more qualified Mega Man runners. But yeah, I'm EBC, and I will see you all later with some more NES runs.